I was like, what's going on? Why do I hear clicking and clacking? These police are on horses right now. It's actually jokes. Look at that. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a great day, cooking lots of recipes, making something really delicious, or just enjoying my videos like you guys always do. So for today's video, we're talking about Asian veggies. How to prepare and wash your Asian vegetables. Typically speaking, the process for preparing and washing your Asian vegetables is pretty much the same no matter what type that you have. I got this bag from Chinatown, obviously. As you guys can imagine, Chinatown has the best deals, the most variety, and I do all my shopping there anyway, so that's where I picked this up. The reason why we wash our vegetables is because you don't know how they were procured or how they were transported on their way to you into your kitchen. So for instance, we don't know what kind of pesticides were used to grow these. We don't know what kind of insects might have crawled. I mean, not to say that there are any insects, but the way that I'm gonna show you to wash and prepare will get rid of all those problems. You'll have clean vegetables, and yeah, it should be no problem. If you aren't washing your Asian vegetables, shame on you. Wait, hold on. Let me put this down. Shame on you, okay? Shame on you for not washing them. You gotta wash them. You got to wash them. Like I said, there could be pesticides, there could be chemicals, there could be insects, there could be lots of different things within this bag. Preparing them, washing them, that's what you need to do. So, let's get started. Apron on. Told you I would do it every single time. Man, when did it get so dirty? Guess I've been cooking a lot, eh? You know, one of the good reasons to wear an apron is if you have nice clothes, like, you just don't want stains on them, right? So, alright. Apron is on. Technically speaking, I don't even really need to wear an apron, but I'm just wearing it anyway. It's my uniform, and I love yelling, apron on! Alright, let's get started. So, typically speaking, when it comes to preparing and washing my Asian vegetables, because I live alone, I'll only do about half of the bag at a time. My fridge is pretty full of food, as you can imagine, so I don't have a lot of room. So I'm only gonna do about half the bag, show you guys how that works out, and you guys are gonna learn. You guys are gonna learn. So what I'm gonna do is take out about half of the bag right now, pull them out onto my counter. Looks like there's a bit of moisture in here, so even with like a box of salad, any kind of like vegetables, I'll throw in like a dry paper towel just to dampen the moisture, and it actually prevents from molding. Keep that in the fridge. So this is what we got right now. And when it comes to preparing your vegetables, what you want to look for is any leaves that might be dead, any leaves that have holes, you're gonna want to nick them off. So stuff like this, where there's like a hole in it, I don't really trust. Boom. I'll use a paring knife. Usually you want to cut off the ends, just like that. If it's easier for you, you can use a cutting board. So just cut it down, take off the ends. And we're gonna put them aside for now. And you're gonna go through the whole pile just like that. Cutting off the ends, looking at the leaves, taking anything that looks a little bit suspicious. And this is the first step in preparing your Asian vegetables. Also, another thing that I like to do is when it comes to thicker stems, something like this, when you're gonna cook it later, what's really good to do after you've taken off the end is to actually split it in the middle, like that. Alright? So this allows it to boil, cook, stir fry, whatever you're doing a lot easier. It'll save you a lot of time. Alright. Cutting off the ends. Looking for any bad leaves, something like that. Putting it aside. Cutting off the ends. Looking for any bad leaves. I mean, it's kind of suspicious. Putting it aside. And these vegetables are so cheap. I mean, they're cheap in Chinatown. I don't know about where you get them, but they're so cheap that you shouldn't really worry about getting rid of maybe 20%, something like that, of the batch that you end up buying. You know, it's just how it's gonna be. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. It's better to be safe than sorry, is basically what I'm saying. This is the way to do it. This is the right way. This is how you should be doing it. Alright, so this one is like really big. Instead of just splitting it down the end, you might even want to just separate the leaf and have that on its own. Man, this bag. It's okay. It's okay. And this is the last one. So, it's really not that hard to prepare your vegetables. You just gotta find a little bit of time in the day. And, you know, it doesn't take very long at all. So now what we're gonna do with our vegetables is what I like to call a 3 rinse cycle. We're gonna first rinse them off, put them into the sink. We're gonna then give our vegetables a salt bath. And so that's the step that allows it to be cleansed, to sit for a little bit, pesticides, insects, any of that kind of stuff, any of that kind of nasty stuff, it's gonna be gotten rid of. And then we're gonna rinse off all the salt again and your veggies will be clean. So a 3 rinse cycle. First step, wash them. Just rinse them off in cold water, and depends on how much vegetables you have, so it depends on how much vegetables you have. You can create the salt bath in a sink, or if you want, oh goodness, you can put them in a bowl and you can do the salt bath in a bowl. I'm a little bit lazy. I'm just gonna do it in the sink and show you guys how that's done. So like I said, step 1, rinse your vegetables. Cold water, put them into the bottom of your sink. Just rinse them off, all the leaves. Give them a good rinse. All right, so I lied. I'm actually using the bowl after all. It seems I don't have as many vegetables as I thought. So after the first rinse of our 3 rinse cycle, you're now going to add lukewarm water to this. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Add some warm water. And you wanna fill it pretty much to the top. Not too hot, not too cold, lukewarm. From here, this is where you're gonna be using table salt. You know, no need to use the good stuff. Just use regular table salt, and we're gonna pour it over the vegetables to rinse. So you can use a lot. We're gonna rinse it after anyway, so. All right. And with your hand, you just wanna sort of rotate and make sure everything is getting covered in that salt bath. Perfect. And so from here, we're just gonna wait a little bit, maybe give it 30 minutes, an hour. This is where I said, you know, it doesn't take all day to do this. You can do this in the middle of the day, between your work, whatever you're doing. Prepare your vegetables, let them sit, come back to them, and then we're gonna rinse them off. Put them in a cauldron. That's it. Pretty simple, right? But doing this 3-step rinse cycle process to prepare and wash your vegetables is super important. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to have clean vegetables, especially when eating them these days. But This is what you want to do. This is how you want to prepare them. And we're going to come back to them after about half an hour. So I'll see you guys then. It's been about half an hour since we gave our vegetables the salt bath. Now we're going to be moving on to part 3 of our 3-step rinse cycle, which is washing off the salt from the salt bath. So all you want to do is, again, rinse your vegetables in cold water and put them into a cauldron for them to dry. Just rinsing off any kind of salt, any dirt, anything like that. Taking care of them, you know? And you're gonna do this for the whole batch. I wonder how I should cook these. So, where is it? There it is. Let me brighten this exposure up. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. Where is it? Right there. Oh my goodness, where did it go? There's actually a fly right there. So, doing the salt bath, you know, don't be disgusted or grossed out by the fact that there are insects. Believe it or not, doesn't matter where you get your vegetables from. You know, it comes from a farm. There's gonna be insects, that's why they use pesticides, right? So that's one of the reasons why it's actually important to do the salt bath, is because the sodium will actually kill any sort of insects in your vegetables. So that's exactly the point, and I'm glad that there was actually one. Sometimes there isn't, obviously, but yeah, awesome. Now you want to just pour out this water, and we're gonna put this onto a plate. What I normally like to do is I'll take the top of the plate and just flip it like that. Put it underneath, and I'm just gonna give it a light coating of saran wrap. Stick it in my fridge. Somewhere where I have space. Goes into the fridge. Alright, so that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I hope you guys learned a little bit something new. This is the way that I like to wash my Asian vegetables. It's an easy, simple, 3-step rinse wash cycle that any of you can do at home. All you need is a sink or a bowl, table salt, and a little bit of time. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys are cooking lots and lots of delicious recipes. I hope you're all staying safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace! Oh my god. Can you hear this beeping right now? This is literally like the 3rd time I'm trying to record this ending, and somebody just has to be backing up. Has to be backing up. Oh my god. Okay. That's it.